Hello, Juliana. I'm very happy to welcome you in August, the 30 August, for a recital in Variations Musicales de Tannay. And we are, I think, I don't know if you have played in Geneva before or in this area, or it is the first time.
I have played, well, first of all, hello, and I'm very happy to be a part of the festival this year on August 30th. I have been participating at the Geneva competition, which was
Oh,
in 2006, I think. So it's a long time ago, or
uh-huh.
2008.
Yes.
I forgot. Sorry.
No,
And
no
I got
problem.
this. I got the second prize there. So Geneva is a
Okay. It's
place
not,
I
you
enjoyed.
know.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much. And then I also visited some festivals like Ainsi festivals or kind of around. But in Geneva, I haven't been indeed since the Geneva competition. And I'm quite sure that it was 2006.
Okay, we're really deeply happy to have you there with such a so beautiful program, and exactly about the program, I follow you from some years with big interest on internet. I didn't have chance to listen you in live. It
Well,
will be in Tane for the first time. And I always see some dimension a little bit like pedagogic or historical in the building of your programs, which are very smart and very well built around some theme or something. How do you do manage this?
well, it depends, of course, on, let's say, on the wish or repertoire wish I have. Mostly it's one piece which I go for, the major piece, and then I try to find good combination because I don't think that the kind of insalata mista in the case of recital program is a good. I don't feel comfortable with it, but
Mhm.
in the case of our program, which I will be playing at the festival in August, it's because this year marks 50 years since the death of Dmitry Shostakovich. And I'm very happy that I have learned, recorded, and perform now the entire cycle of 24 preludes and fugues, Opus 87 by Shostakovich, also including the festival in Shostakovich Festival in Leipzig, which will be only committed to Shostakovich. So in 2 weeks, now in May,
Mm.
they have in 2 weeks all symphonies, all major chamber music work. So it's a
Oh,
big event, and I'm happy to be there with Opus 87.
yes.
But for me, also the interesting relation is indeed because, of course, I'm very much connected to the music of Frederick Chopin. The fact that Shostakovich participated at the first Chopin competition in
Yes.
Warsaw in
I
1927.
ignored it. Yes. Nobody knows, I think. I mean,
It's
it's not
very few
so.
indeed. It's somehow very well.
Yes.
He made it till the finals, and then
Mhm.
he got sick and he didn't play well. Well, he says this, but however, he didn't get any prize. He received the honorary diploma, but he didn't get any prize.
Oh,
So maybe that was the reason why he was not talking a lot about it, or what because he was a very ambitious young pianist and very
this
promising.
is yes. Yes.
But somehow, but in any case, what is interesting for me is that it means that although maybe this connection Chopin Shostakovich is not very
Yes.
obvious on the third side,
No.
it means to me that he in the preparation for the competition that it took him a while to get used to Chopin's writing, to his pianism,
Ah,
this
okay.
kind of thing.
Okay.
So it means that
Yes.
for a while he was busy with Chopin's music. And actually,
Uh-huh.
once you know this, it's very also obvious in the preludes and fugues because some things are very Chopinesque, well, or at least
Ah,
inspired by
really?
yes, in a
Ah,
very
interesting. Uh-huh.
pianistic way, and or sometimes it's character, and sometimes just the way of writing for piano. And so I had this idea to combine these two composed giants, one of the
Yes.
19th century, another of the 20th century, who also, let's say, were inspired by Bach with this
Yes.
cycles. I mean,
Of
24
course.
preludes by Chopin is also inspired by Bach, and 24
Yeah.
preludes and fugues by Shostakovich as well. So this is how I decided to present these two composers together.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious how also the listeners will react on this very
Yes.
unusual combination.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm curious, as you were speaking about Shostakovich music on piano. How is it to play? You said about some Chopinesque technique, but in general, is it comfortable or not?
To be honest, I find it not comfortable at all. If I
Okay.
wouldn't know that he was a pianist, I would never dare to say that. It's not like
Okay.
Rachmaninoff or
No.
Liszt.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it's completely different thinking. I think he was not
He was most
relating.
composer. Yes.
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 And
Yes.
it's also in the preludes and fugues. It's some are extremely difficult, not only because of the form is already fugue is
Mhm.
already a difficult form, but also some are really very. He was thinking definitely not on the piano because some fugues you have like 2-3 octaves distance between the bass line, middle line, and then the upper voice. So it means that he didn't even think.
Not at
And
all.
I
No, no.
know that he was not composing on a piano, so he was composing on a table.
Mm.
So he was not trying it out. It's
I uh,
interesting.
I ha I have in mind some short movies where he's playing in Lady Macbeth, something. But did he play himself or record some of Prelude and
Yes,
Fugue?
yes,
Ah,
there
okay,
are quite not the entire cycle, but a big part of it is he recorded himself.
okay.
And it's very interesting because it's also not, it's for me, it's exciting, to hear him playing because unfortunately, also that was my wish, also because the Chopin competition has this tradition also being broadcasted on radio or TV.
Mhm.
But of course, on radio, I was hoping that there was a recording of him playing at the Chopin competition, but there is unfortunately not. But there
Mhm.
is a recording of him playing some preludes and fugues, and it's very fascinating. It's very, again, it's not really pianistic approach to his own
Mhm.
music, which I very much enjoy actually.
But this is a very interesting point. Composers who were able to play well enough their own music. Do you think they are mm, they are the nearest of the truth of their own music, or not necessarily?
Think it's difficult question. I mean, for me, of course, the first example, because we know that how he
Yes,
played is, of course, Rachmaninoff,
yes,
because
exactly.
we have Rachmaninoff's. Uh, what
Recordings.
of course, yes, we have Rachmaninoff's recordings of his own music. We have his recordings of music of other composers. I think it's very difficult to say because, of course, for me as a pianist, he is definitely my god of piano because, in my
Mhm,
opinion,
mhm,
probably no one uh, come close to
mhm.
his mastery. How he, because this transparency, it's not only about the virtuoso. It's not about this for me, but it's this light in the sound, this transparency, this incredible warmth in the
Yes.
sound when
Mhm,
necessary. This
mhm.
is something for me, it's something absolutely unique. But of course, it's, then it gets interpreted, and you ask yourself, should I should I play Rachmaninoff's
Mhm.
piano concerti or some other pieces which he played himself? And I still think yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
But
so
of
this
course,
is a
we have.
sample. Yeah.
Yeah, there are also
Uh,
other composers whose recording we have it. We have it's very interesting Bartok's recording, Prokofiev's
yes,
recording,
exactly. Yes, yes, yes.
Shostakovich, Stravinsky. So there are quite some, and I think it's
Mhm.
very inspiring. But I still think that, yeah, it's. I think it's. They were still seeing. At least this is what I know from the people I talked to who worked with great composers. And of course, like when Maestro Barenboim is talking about Boulez,
Yes.
how when
Mhm.
he was playing Boulez music, how they were talking. Or I had a interesting conversation with Anna Sophie Mutter when she was playing Lutoslavsky violin
Mm.
concerto. And it's interesting to hear how the composers themselves, when they hear their work, how they react and how they adjust things, and they say, okay, no, this is not actually. We have some dynamical or tempo remarks which are somehow they change them because they hear that in reality, in the real life, with
Different.
the physical
Hmm.
instrument, it's still a little bit different. So I think
Hmm.
it's it still gives us a big great field for freedom.
Yes, yes, freedom. Yes, yes. It was also my opinion. Again, about Shostakovich music. How is your, as a Russian, how is your feeling about this his music? You were born under communism, but you don't have really long life under under
No,
this very strange period. I knew it in my country a little bit longer than
right.
you, but I just wanted to know because, of course, there are of course, he was also abstract, wonderful musician, but it is also something in this. How do you feel it?
I think that, of course, especially talking about the Opus 87, why it is so exceptional, because it was not a commission work. It was not a commission work, so it was his personal intention after he visited Leipzig in 1950, because Leipzig was had a big festival commemorating Johann Sebastian Bach, because it was 200 years since passing of Bach. So and there was Bach competition where Tatiana Nikolaeva was playing, and he was Shostakovich was so inspired by her playing and by the well-tempered clavier, which he could hear, and so that he came home and he started immediately to work on his own cycle, which he finalized within 5 months. So it was really very, and it's like 3 hours of music. Well, two, not three, but
Oh,
two
oh.
hours and 40 minutes of music.
Mhm.
So it was not, he was not obliged to do it. So, and many works which he composed many composers in this kind of regimes, he had to compose music for the celebration of this, celebration of that, or whatever. And this is the work where he didn't have to. So it's very personal for me, and it shows so many different facets. It doesn't have this pathos, like many
Mhm.
symphonies have.
Yes.
It's not
Uh-huh.
so sometimes, for my taste, exaggerated grand, but not really grand, but it pretends to be grand, right? So
Mhm.
it's absolutely free, in my opinion, of any, how should I say, any obliged message or something. It's his view
Yes.
on music, it's his faces, it's his
Yes.
masks, his pain,
It
his joy. It's only his,
it
and
is
this is,
it it is it is perhaps almost the music he would had write anyway,
yes,
in a sense. Yes, I
exactly. So
understand.
for me, this makes this cycle so
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
exceptional, really exceptional.
Ah, that's really really interesting. But I think well, I become again into local because Tannay is very close to Geneva. It's in the border of lake, and there were quite great Russians like Tchaikovsky wrote his violin concerto not very far around Vevey. Stravinsky lived in Morges, I think,
Yes.
and Dostoevsky were also around, not very far. Uh, do you have a special feeling about this old Russian intelligentsia or
Well,
creation?
I think I'm very privileged that I mean, I have studied in Switzerland, so I've lived there for
Yes.
6 years in Zurich, and I think Switzerland has been always a very kind of magnetic point, for many
Mhm.
artists, also for Brahms, for instance. I mean, it's not only, I think it
Yes.
was a very special place for many artists coming from all over the world. So also for Brahms, or for also, of course, many others. And but of course, it means that this, I mean, if there are so many people, great artists coming there, it means that this is special. So I'm very
Mhm.
excited to come and to see what they have seen, because I'm sure that the landscape didn't change a lot in these years.
Yeah, yes. My house is just close to the place where lived Dinu Lipati, the Romanian
I
pianist,
know, I
just
know.
300 meters from here. And
Wow.
his tomb is just over there, so it's
I
really.
would love to see, because Dino Lipati was is one of my absolute
Oh,
heroes.
I can feel it because you have also a very honest and um, how do you say, builded attitude, in my opinion, in the music, and very
Thank you.
humble as well. So I could imagine easily that you like Lipati.
Adore
Um,
his recordings. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So even for me as a violinist, they were so precious. Uh, you are in this year in Tannay. It's a coincidence, actually. It's not really think about, but you are four women. Martha Argerich, uh, whom you succeed in concours Chopin as a winner, the first woman and the only for the moment, and. Two others were Yeolum Sun, who is about same generation like you. She's Korean, but maybe I pronounced badly. Yeolum Sun.
You mean that she won the Chopin competition?
No. I
Oh,
mean, she will play
ah,
in Tane. So
sorry.
you are four women in
I
our
got it.
festival,
Now I have
and
it. Yeah.
the very young one is Ariel Beck. She's 16 years old. So I just had a question. I asked the same to Yolum. Uh, for you, does it mean something to be a woman or a man in music or in piano, or it absolutely doesn't matter? I mean, well, when you listen some recordings, or when
Mm.
yourself you express, or it's out of genre identity.
You know, I grew up also in a society where somehow it didn't matter what, I mean, in my personal environment, right, with my family and my teachers and my school, that the performer, for me, didn't play any role whether the performer is a female or male and which country he or she comes from. So that artists somehow have no gender and no nationality once the music is being played, or any art form is being created. So, and this attitude, I still have it. So indeed, when I come to the concert hall, or when I, as you say, turn on a recording, it's not, I don't care who the person is behind what is being played. It's, for me, it's only relevant what I hear. And yeah, that's all what matters at the moment when I hear the particular performance. It doesn't mean that for me, that basically it doesn't matter for me if the great artists are sometimes not good, not very nice characters. That I didn't say this, because the question of personality is important. But when I listen to music, it
Yeah,
doesn't play any
it's
role.
out. It's out of
Exactly.
anything. No,
Yeah,
I had the same feeling, but I asked because our public,
I
which
know.
will listen to the
I
interview,
know.
they have always some when they see a woman playing, they imaginate that there is something of a different
Mm.
sensibility than a man. But I agree, like you, that art is something out of. Mm.
Yes, this kind of structure. Yeah.
Mm, 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 mm. Well, so would you have some message for the Tannay public who
Oh
will
yes,
discover
that,
you? We are so
yeah,
happy to receive you.
it's my great joy, and I'm so enthusiastic and curious to come to the festival in Tanin, to enjoy the beautiful atmosphere, to meet colleagues, and to, of course, to play for the wonderful audience my program with Shostakovich and Chopin on August 30th.
Thank you so much. So, for people who want to, I continue in French. Pour ceux qui souhaitent avoir accès à la billetterie, vous pouvez avoir le lien sur le compte Instagram sur la page d'accueil. Et comme ça, voilà, vous pouvez accéder à la réservation si vous souhaitez venir, ce que nous vous conseillons vivement. Thank you so much, Yulianna.
Thanks
It
a
was a
lot, Teddy.
pleasure
Thank you.
to speak with you.
Likewise. See you
Yes.
soon. Yes, in a couple of
Yes.
months.